Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do the tier list for the Week 2 Nations of Hockey cards, including the Flashback Winter National Patrick Kane. So I tried out these cards, played a bunch of games. Some of it was on the international ice, so keep that in mind. But here's what I thought about all of those cards and if you guys should maybe invest in them or not. If you guys enjoyed the content, let me know what you think in the comment section down below and give the video a like. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start things off with the 90 Simon Nemec, I believe is how you say his name. I was able to use him for about 10 games. He's got Spark Distributor as well as Buzzing and Magician, so he can get up to about that 91 speed and acceleration, and they've been quite safe with all of these cards basically being around the exact same speed and acceleration. This is definitely a more offensive card, so Gold Seeing Eye, which I've come to really enjoy, as well as Elite Edges, is a phenomenal combo in this game. However, defensively, I found him to be absolutely brutal, and that's going to be a common theme in a lot of these cards, I'll be honest with you. He played very soft. I'm not sure if it's because he was 190 pounds. It's not like his body checking is low at 87, but I just didn't find him to be all that hard on the puck in the defensive zone. Offensively, he felt really, really smooth, just like Cale Makar would, a lot of other players like that in that same kind of range, but we're getting to the point now where some of the bigger defensemen can feel pretty snappy with the puck and to be kind of one-dimensional. Essentially, if you're not Cale Makar with that level of speed and acceleration in this game, it's pretty tough to have Simon Nemec or that type of card in your lineup more than Cale Makar, because I'd rather have him because he's just so much faster with it. That being said, I'm going to put him in the B tier. I mean, I think that might be a little harsh for a lot of other people, but I'm going to put him in the B tier. Again, I thought that there was just other cards that play way better than him that I've used personally. Seeing Eye is a very good ability if you go for a lot of tip shots, but if you don't, I've really not found a ton of use for it. But if you watch me quite a bit, then you know that I love going for and setting up tip plays. But if you're not someone that goes for that a lot or aren't very good at it, it's really not that great of a zone ability. So again, this might be a little harsh on him, but I just really did not like his play style, and I think there's a lot of other better right-handed defensemen. I would much rather go back and make this spreadsheet Uyghur with Truculence over Nemec. Next up, we've got the 90 overall NATALIE Spooner. This is the one card that I did not try out, so I do apologize. I think she's actually better than a lot of people think. She's only going for 140,000 coins, guys. I would definitely, if you are a no money spender and you're looking for a card in that range that has a lot of high-end abilities and attributes, it's actually a sneaky card. I mean, Unstoppable Force kind of negates a lot of the fact that she's 5'10", 181. I've seen, I mean, even on Gretzky, I've mentioned this an awful lot, that Wayne Gretzky's his Edmonton Oilers card with Unstoppable Force and Elite Edges, it allows you to hold on to the puck regardless of your size, essentially. It really, really helps negate that issue. Schneip, again, I think that might be something more just in your head. I've tried it with Pasternak. It's just very hard to quantify. You can't see it. So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And close quarters is very good, but the problem with close quarters is it's very expensive. So she's not going to be, you know, in your top couple lines. Maybe if she falls down to your third line, then yeah, I could see that not being worth it, and that kind of impacts the card, obviously. 92 speed, 92 acceleration. Maybe I'm a little harsh. I'm going to put her in the B tier with Nemec, but I do think this card is valuable for the price. Like, in a vacuum, I don't think, again, it's very difficult to have a card like this that doesn't have Elite Edges, because once you try to start cycling the puck and things like that, you've got to be able to get away from the bigger players. The second you go up against anyone that has even Silver Truculence, you're going to be able to throw her around unless Unstoppable Force can help negate that. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've used NATALIE Spooner or not, but she's in a B tier. Next up, we've got the 90 Jacob Vrana. I low-key want to put him in the C tier, but I won't, because he's still a very good card offensively with the puck. I'm not gonna discredit him there. A Gold Elite Edges is Gold Elite Edges. Here's the thing, guys. I could not get anything going, and you guys know I love Elite Edges in terms of, you know, being able to come up from the corners, get in that far side shot. I could not get anything going with this card. There is a lot of left-handed wingers that are almost the exact same build. From this event, I don't know why. It makes no sense to me in terms of attributes and size and all of that. I'd much rather have Lucas Reichel than this Jacob Vrana card, even on the wing. Just, again, he's one-dimensional. You can't play him at center. just did not like this card at all. And, you know, he probably belongs in the C tier, but I don't think any MSP at its 90 overall really belongs there, to be honest with you. So he's in the B tier as well. All right, moving on to the 90 Flashback Winter National Patrick Kane. I've got to say again, just like Teuvo Teravainen, I love the fact they are using the old cards from some of the prior games. I think it's an awesome idea, and I hope they keep doing it. Patrick Kane has felt like a supercharged version of Verona. I think Unstoppable Force I thought would do a lot more. He does get bumped off the puck very, very easily, and defensively, he is just completely non-existent. Body checking down in the high 70s. However, with the puck, he feels like a Patrick Kane card. I was able to just whip around. His skating was phenomenal. It's just defensively, it was very, very frustrating that we're getting to the point again, guys, where there's a lot of bigger wingers and forwards in the game. And if you're in the higher divisions, 1 or 2, and you play Hut Champs, like this card is just not really going to play well, I don't believe, for a lot of players. If you're in the lower divisions and you're going end to end and it's a lot of just catch and shoot, that kind of thing, this card's going to play very well for you. His skating was definitely felt. I was able to go left and right very, very quickly, much like you would expect, but he wasn't as dominant as I thought he would be, even with Unstoppable Force. Really fun card, and I love the fact that, you know, I think you can only make him up until December 27th, so I like the flex of that. However, in my opinion, I don't think he's worth the price unless you're nostalgic or maybe you're a Patrick Kane fan. I think that there's better cards out there that you're going to be able to make very shortly, so I would pass on Patrick Kane. That being said, he is in the A tier for me because offensively, he was one of the more fun cards to use. And then lastly, I think I'm going to put any card that can make the God Squad in the S tier, and Peter Forsberg fits that bill. So he is the only one out of this release. Like, if you were asking me if you had to make one Nations of Hockey card from this event, it would be Peter Forsberg. Unstoppable Force on someone who's 6'1", 205 with elite edges. It seems like that combo flip really, really is good. I know a lot of people have gold elite edges and silver Unstoppable Force, but the opposite. Again, I'm able to hold on to the puck better than almost all other cards, regardless of size, when you have this activated. Was really, really fun. You get Thief on him, and he's one of the better centermen in terms of face-offs. He's got decent body checking. Was just a really fun card to use. Not to mention, it's Peter Forsberg. Like, I don't know, maybe there's some nostalgia there, but he is on my God Squad. I think he's really, really good. He replaced Bergeron for me. If Bergeron is not one of your top 2 centermen and you're not activating Quick Draw on him, then I would much rather have Peter Forsberg in that scenario. I think that if you don't have a top-end center and Bergeron is still in your first 2 pairings and you can activate Quick Draw, I'd probably rather have him just for the utility. But this was a phenomenal card. He is in the S tier for me, and if you're going to make one, Peter Forsberg would probably be it. That being said, guys, of all of these cards, I don't think you should make any of them because A, you can make them after the event is done, and B, Team of the Year is right around the corner. They're just trying to get you to use all of your resources. But if you're trying to make a free one, as it stands right now, Peter Forsberg would be the one that I would make. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Again, I think the Nations of Hockey event has been fun, but it hasn't really produced any, you know, absolute god tier cards. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.